We are now at the halfway point of the FA Season 5 Championship, and there's only one team who could be a threat to McLaren Chrome, Motorsport and Visa Ball. And today we have two drivers to discuss their time with Lasse Williams Racing. But the big question is, ladies and gentlemen, can there be a curveball to potentially spoil the party of our rivals who is dominated this season? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the FAX Racing podcast. Hello, my name is your boy, King Russell I, your presenter for today. And today we have two drivers here to discuss their performance and the future of Lasse Williams Racing in FA Season 5. Let me introduce to you, Washer and Fritton.
Yes, let's go.
Come on, can't wait for today.
Amazing stuff, guys. Yes. Thank you so much, Washer and Fritton, for coming into the studio today. And I just want to remind you, can you just introduce yourself to the public? Because I know there's some people out there that don't really know much about you guys, because it's your first time in this season. So maybe it's a good idea for you to introduce yourself to everyone, just to give everyone an overview of what you guys do for Atlassian with. Starting off with you, Fritton. Go ahead, introduce yourself to everyone, yeah?
All right then, so my name is Fritton. I'm a current racer at Atlassian Williams, and this is my first season. I am amazed to be here.
Amazing. Thank you, Fritton. And Washer, care to introduce yourself to everyone, let everyone know what you do for the team?
Yeah, just like my comrade Fritton, like obviously I'm a newbie here in this season, and like it's been so amazing just to be part of this team of Atlassian Williams, and yeah, just can't wait for this podcast. Amazing stuff, guys. And we will tease more about your performance later in the show, but let's just let's rewind the clock a bit. Let's rewind the clock a bit and just talk about the beginning of FA Season 5, because remember, this is your first time going into FAX Racing, first time getting into FA, first time getting into one of the biggest leagues in this series. And I have to say, I just want to talk about your experience, because before a season start, every driver goes into the vicinity, go for a tour and go to test out the cars. So in the next section of this podcast, we're going to discuss a little bit more about that as we go through the podcast for today. So Washer and Fritton, that takes me to the first question of the podcast today. What is it like testing the new car for this season? Because remember, this is your first ever time being in the biggest league of FAX Racing, and for you to get this opportunity, I'm sure it's going to be huge, isn't it? Yeah, like I love the livery as the gradient of blue and a bit of teal, like they help the car shine, and like driving it for the first time was so comfortable. Like it's such a gorgeous ride, and it's such a pleasure just to ride all day. And like, but it can be nail biting if you do make a mistake, and there could be a big chance that you can actually lose control.
Yeah, I must say, when I was driving it for the first time, it felt like the best ride of my life.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But yeah, obviously I had experience driving these cars, and these cars are really like nail biting, I have to say. And like you guys said, one small mistake, then you see yourself into the wall. But it's a big opportunity, a big chance to show what you can do for your audience.
At Atlassian Williams, our team are making sure they're putting in the greatest steps to extract the performance of our car in our challenges against our rivals.
I want to talk about your first visit to the company. I'm sure it's your first time, and I'm sure it's a great experience. Can you just give us a little bit of insight about the visit, about the facility and everything for you guys?
Yeah, visiting the company for the first time was such a wonderful experience. Like, it was like going through a museum of history, because we've seen like previous art championships as well that they won in the past in the Formula 1, and like they showed us previous cars that they raced even in the 1900s as well, which is just incredible. And like everybody in the team was super nice and helpful for both of us here, and we learned about everything in the car, and we learned about like the history, most importantly the history of the team.
Yeah, absolutely. Fritton, you got anything else to say to cover up for Washer?
Yeah, man. I mean, what I would say about it is that when you go into that building and you see everything that's there, you're just in wonder straight away. I mean, Your eyes are piercing at the trophy case.
Yeah.
You're seeing all the old cars, like Washer said. You're seeing all the team, the mechanics.
Yeah.
You're just seeing everything that makes that place place.
Yeah, and it is a big team. It's a big team, Williams.
Massive
it's a
team.
Massive team. You saw it all over
Gigantic.
Motorsport, in Formula One, and it's a big opportunity to show to everyone what you can do. And this takes me to my next question, because when you guys get into the car, obviously you've got to do some fitness training to keep your body, healthy, keep you guys keep active when driving the car, because driving in these cars is going to feel completely different when you just drive in and
it's not like playing Gran Turismo, I'll tell you that.
No, not at all. So Washer, can you just elaborate on this question about what do you do to train to get your body, intact when driving these cars? Because these cars can feel absolutely different when you're driving in them compared to a rear car. So can you elaborate on that, Washer?
Like, of course, the pressure and the stress is there, like, especially when you're part of a really good team as well, because you don't want to let them down. So just, I'd say, being organized and staying on top of things, and of course, like, with your own personal mental health as well, you have to make sure you're in the right space of mind. And then once you master that, honestly, you'd be fine. Like I do get it, people can be stressed, but it's about just like overcoming the demons. And I'd say it's more of a mental game rather than a physical game. Of course, like, you can be driving, but it's about, like, do you have that mentality to go forwards?
And another thing is that when you actually get into the car and start the race, when you're waiting for those 5 red lights to go out for the race to go on, that adrenaline in your body is going to be pumping really hard, giving you stress, like giving you lots of questions like, oh my goodness, like, can we win this race? Can we get some great points for our team? Like, the pressure is all on you, and it's up for you to the driver to manage that stress, manage that anxiety. You know,
it's just about, build the body, build the mind.
Yeah.
Once you've got both of those intact, they're working together, nothing can take you off that track. Everything's going to keep you moving forward. Working with this company, I've learned that the best tools are there for us.
Yeah.
No doubt. So I think as long as me and Washer keep using them to our aid, we'll strategize, we'll make the right plays, and essentially everything will be skyrocketing for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, teasing, like, if you guys like work together, get everything in place, then there's a big chance that your team can strive and not only potentially like get some great wins, potentially get in the championship. Like,
let's kick everyone out the season, we will.
Just dominate.
Dominate. Well, we'll see in FA Season 6, or maybe in the second half, because we will talk about that later on. But let's dive into the next part, the teammates, your real relationship during the first half of this season. So, I want to... Okay, thank you, Washer, for that. Clearly, our relationship between me and Washer is not very good, I have to say, because Washer literally just threw something at me in the studio. I wonder why you did that, huh? I wonder why you did that. Anyway, I look at the statistics, obviously, of your guys' performance over the last few races, over the past 10 races, and currently it's saying that Washer, you are currently gaining more points than Fritton.
Oh, that must be false. Yeah, that must be false.
You think that's false?
That's true. That's always
you can
true,
come
mate.
over here and look at the statistics for yourself, Fritton. But unfortunately, it is true. Washer, you're outperforming Fritton. And it does sound pretty personal there. But Fritton, you still have a long way to go, because you never know. You may be struggling right now, but in the second half of the season, you never know. You could come back.
Oh, I'll be back around the corner in no time.
I know it's your first season. It's your very first season, and everyone learn at different stages.
I think, at the moment my nerves are just pumping. I think I'm still getting myself used to all the tracks. I'm starting to get myself more used to all the other rivalries and other teams. And I feel like I've got myself in the door now. I'm 10 races in. I feel like I'm ready to just now take charge. Yeah. And I'm going to go and take charge.
So, Fritton, let me ask you another question. Like, do you have any, like, support? Do you have support? Because I know you you were struggling in the past few races, not really scoring much points, and it's a new car, and it's sort of like Wondershare is setting in that car really, really well, I have to say.
Yeah, I mean, of course, yeah, we've got our own team. So we've got our own medical team, of course. We've got our own mental health team too. And alongside those two, I've also got my teammate, Wondershare. Wondershare has been helping me undergo several different programs which will build my character to a higher T. And
so you take him as a mentor?
Yes, I take my teammate Wondershare as a mentor, of course.
Okay.
Listen to any advice that he has to give.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, I know that advice is going to make me surpass Wondershare himself.
Yeah. So Wondershare, can you explain what different exercises that you do to help Fritton, build his confidence and get himself back in the right headspace?
Honestly, just focus. Like, I was in the same position that Fritton was, like in my own personal life as well, and it honestly took time. Time is what we need, like just for us to help with our mental health. And obviously I went through lots of mental health phases, and obviously I don't want people to go through the same things that I went through. And of course Fritton is a very close friend of mine, like even like behind the tracks as well, we are like just close friends. And like we started out together, and like basically just focus. Honestly, like once you have that focus and also time management as well, once you got them two mastered, he'd be perfectly fine.
Wow. Yeah, that's super, super true. And I agree with what you said. I really do. So it clearly tells me that you guys have a very, very strong relationship, who's willing to help each other no matter what.
Certainly.
Yeah, no matter what anything throws at you.
Yeah.
Your team stick together. And that's the number one thing that you need to have in one of the biggest league in FAX Racing.
That's what Atlassian Williams is all about.
You're building a foundation and always staying on top.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's talk about your guys' performances, all right? And we're not going to talk about my performance in the French Grand Prix, because that's what we're going to talk about so far today. Oh, don't boo me. Boo you. You're finishing P12. You're finishing 12. You're finishing 12. Like, what? Boo. Okay, right. Wondershare, let's start with you, because obviously, I hate to say this, but you actually were fighting for the win in the French Grand Prix, but unfortunately, your rival Claudia managed to take that win away from you. So I just want to say, by this stage, you guys were really starting to put the pressure on your rivals, and that's like the first time I saw that, Atlassian Williams challenging for the win, and so close between Wash and Claudia to win that race. And by missing it out by just a few, couple of seconds, my goodness, that's going to be hard. Wondershare, how were you feeling after that?
So, Claudia, she's a wonderful driver and everything. And fun fact, she was my ex. And
what?
Exactly. So
wow.
So the tensions are there, and of course, she did kind of get the win, but it's kind of a setback for a major comeback for me. So the next part of the season, I am going to be dominating against my ex.
Well, we'll see about that. And also, I just want to reflect on something as well for you, Fritton. Back to Melbourne, back in Australia, where you finished in P8. I know it's been difficult for you over the first few rounds of this season, but I do see that there is a sign that you can actually find, if you find the right headspace, that there's potentially a moment for your team to bring, obviously, upgrades. I think you guys were waiting for upgrades. Maybe Wondershare, did you have that first upgrade in France?
Surely, it's just finding what it is, what makes my fibre breathe, and what makes my soul tick. It's finding what's right with the car, and I think once I find out what's right with the car, I ultimately find out what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
And from that point on, I start to understand how I get back on top and how I get to that first place.
Yeah. I think when you finished the race, obviously you had a tough one in France. Were you questioning yourself, was it me or is it the car? Do you think the team made a little mistake when doing the setup of the car? Does it not feel right with you? Because obviously Wondershare found something that clearly surprises you, and able to take the fight to Cloudy up the front.
So at the time, me and Washer were talking, and Washer pointed out that there was something wrong with the car that I didn't realise. It was something with the brakes.
Yeah. Okay.
And I still decided to go forward with it. Yeah. Not acknowledging what Washer said was actually true, and it's very severe. Yeah. So when we got to that race, I mean, I was just let down by the car. I mean, that beautiful ride that I talked about earlier, the best ride of my life. Yeah. It certainly weren't the best ride of my life that day.
Yeah. You could clearly see on the track, like, Washer was fighting for the win, and meanwhile you were fighting the midfielders. So, like, what's going on here? Like, last year Williams brought an upgrade to the circuit, and that's when things turn around. Like, I would be expecting you to be up there with Washer, possibly fighting for that win. But
I mean, I should be, shouldn't I?
Yeah, I know. So
yeah, he is going to be. That's why
I think this is a big learning curve for you and guys for the team, because yes, you found something that can actually take the fight to the rivals. But it's just about learning from that mistake. You made a mistake, and that's probably the first mistake you made of the season. But it's about learning about it and just setting goals, setting something for your team to accomplish. Because it's only the first 10 rounds of the season.
10 races in.
And 10 races in, 10 races to go. And you know how much the season changes so much. Like, one small dramatic thing that happened, it could change the whole championship.
I just want to say to those that are closer at home, Atlassian Williams will be coming back for glory. We will be coming back for our glory.
Yeah.
And we will be on top always.
Yeah.
Always.
All right, Washer and Fritton. Now we go into the final question of the podcast. Obviously, thank you so much for joining me in the studio today. I really appreciate your time. But my last question is the future of Atlassian Williams. Where do you see this team going for the second half of FA Season 5? Do you guys see yourself as potential rivals with McLaren Chrome, with Visa Bulls, with Motorsport potentially winning the races, and for FA Season 6 to be a champion?
We see ourselves going all the way into the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. Anything else you want to say, Washer?
No, seriously.
Seriously?
We see ourselves going into the Hall of Fame. I mean, we're benevolent, we're out there, we are risk takers, and we are very grateful towards that track. I mean, if anything, we would not be here if our passion for that track had faded.
Absolutely. Anything to say, Washer?
Yeah, this is a message, a threat here to McLaren Chrome, Motorsport and Visa Bulls, and to anybody else who is in this race, because we are here to dominate at the end of the season. We will win this season, and we will be the king of the mountain.
Wow. Potential FA Season 5 champions definitely on the road. But that's why I have to cut it off there. I want to say, Washer Fritton, thank you so much for joining me today and to discuss your performance. I really appreciate it. And to all of you out there, thank you for joining us. And make sure you watch the second half of FA Season 5, because by hearing this podcast, I'm sure things are going to pop off and things are going to get really, really spicy. But that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we see you again when FAX Racing returns. Bye-bye and good night.